What's up, y'all? This is another edition of the vlog, and before we get started, do you remember these people?
Whoop whoop, 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 whoop whoop.
Say it to the fans out there.
Whoop whoop, whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Whoop whoop, whoop whoop, whoop motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right. Those motherfuckers, man. These are some of my favorite fucking people on the planet, and I can't wait to get into this subject. So without further ado, let's get 2 scoops of whoop as we talk about Juggalos. Man, oh man, oh man. This is like something that I couldn't wait to cover, man. You know, I myself have been a juggalo for a long time. Now, not quite as long as a lot of people that I know. Some of the people that I know have been down ever since the whole movement started. You know, they have been around when the first tapes and CDs came out and so on and so forth back in the early 90s, late 80s, and it has been absolutely amazing meeting a lot of these people. I came into it a little bit later, you know. I was in, first time I ever heard anything Juggalo related is when I was introduced to the Insane Clown Posse, where the group with which it all started, right? And, but like I said, I didn't get into the scene until way later. And, you know, so if we're talking about like way later, when I, you know, lived overseas, I didn't know nothing about any of this. I didn't come over here until I was 14, and, you know, and as in like come over to the States, you know, I was about 14, and I want to say I was about 15 when I first heard the first track from Insane Clown Posse, and it was due to a younger stepbrother of mine who had the Riddle Box on CD, and he was playing it, and I was sitting there listening to it, and I was like, holy shit, what is this? Like, what are these guys talking about? This is like some of the most outlandish shit that I've ever heard of, you know, and, you know, so it was crazy. Like, you know, I heard stuff like, you know, the Real Box track, you know, 3 Rings and Chicken Hunting, the Slaughterhouse mix. But I was so drawn in, you know, but I had no clue of what it was. Not until I was about 16. So about a year later, you know, I got into a conversation with a guy that was sitting right in front of me in class, and I happened to look over, you know, how the classrooms back in the day, you know, like had like a computer like sitting in the corner, and everybody that got done with their work, you know, they would hop on there, surf the internet a little bit, and there was this group of dudes that was like just huddled around the damn computer, and they got to talking about ICP. And they were watching music videos and whatnot, and of course, you know, like having heard the name before, I was like, wow, you know, like there's so many people that actually listen to this stuff, and you know, so I got to talking to the guy in front of me about it, and then he was like, yeah, man, you know, like I really like the stuff too, you know, and it's just amazing some of the stuff that came out with. Have you heard their newest record, which was at the time, it was Hell's Pit, and he handed me a CD and let me borrow it, and Hell's Pit was hands down the first album of ICP that I have listened to all the way through from beginning to end, and that was it for me, man. I fell in love with it, and I was like, yeah, I have got to check this shit out. You know, I have got to listen to everything that these guys got, you know, and just, you know, listen to the evolution of this group. And it was amazing to me, man. And ever since then, you know, I checked out Real Underground Baby, which had samples from all the other Joker's cards on there, and it was just fucking great. So I picked out whatever samples I liked the most, and that was the next CD that I bought, and I just bought them all in order of like what my favorite samples were. And next thing you know, man, I'm learning about it, I'm reading about it. I read Violent J's book, you know, and it was, holy shit, man. You know, it was absolutely amazing, you know, getting to learn about the community and all of that stuff, which brings me to the family, Juggalos. These are some of, you know, the craziest people you ever meet, you know. A lot of them are just fucking nuts, man. You know, we will, you know, say shit that is on our mind and, you know, with no filter or nothing, and, you know, fuck you if you don't like it. You know what else about these motherfuckers, though? These are the types of people that in my lifetime, if I was down in the dumps or whatever, there was this one cat here in Jacksonville, man, who was a hardcore juggalo, and this man opened his door to me, gave me somewhere to sleep, you know what I mean, just helped me out. And you know what, that's something that you will see a whole lot in the juggalo community. A lot of people sit here and talk about like, oh, these guys are just fucking insane, you know what I mean, these are terrible people, they're probably criminals, every one of them is just so violent. But then they just completely disregard, you know, that there are juggalos out there that, you know, are some of the kindest people you'll ever meet, you know, and the fact that they are the way they are so open-minded when it comes to any subject matter whatsoever. Even if they disagree with it, they will tell you that they disagree and will tell you why they disagree, you know, and then what their belief system is and what it is that they feel is the right way to go about things. You know, just because these guys are listening to some of the wildest fucking music on the planet does not make them bad people. These are honestly some of the coolest and kindest people I have ever fucking met. And then when we got this big slap in the face from the FBI with them calling us a gang, it was fucking insane. I personally have not had any issue legally because of being a juggalo, but that might also be the area I was in. It was less common for juggalos to be around, you know what I mean? It wasn't exactly an area where there were like a fuck ton of juggalos there. There weren't any juggalo shows coming to my local area. Anytime I went to a juggalo show or performed at a juggalo show, I had to travel to Jacksonville or further, you know, and you know, so it was less common in my area, so I personally never had any run-ins with the law because of it. However, I have heard about a lot of things that went down in the juggalo community that, you know, are just insane that's even, you know, happening to them. It's I find it quite terrible. People lost their kids, people lost their jobs, service members got discharged from said military, you know, whatever, and that is so crazy to me that was even a possibility of being labeled with such a negative label, when, you know, only because of the fact these people have no idea what this whole world is even about, you know, or what this group, this family is even about. It's far beyond just music, you know. And there was things that I had noticed when they all get together. And the best example I can give you is the gathering of the Juggalos. This is a music festival. This is also a family reunion. It is indescribable, you know, and it just trying to find the words of the feeling you get just walking through the gate, man. It's like stepping on a new planet for the first time. You're looking around, and yeah, you know, they might look fucking crazy, you know what I mean? You know, and, you know, in some cases, well, with some of them, clothing is an option, and I'll leave it at that. But, But let me tell you something about Juggalos when you're at the gathering, man, or even in town. But I'm using the gathering as an example. Um, they will welcome you, even if you are not, really a Juggalo. If you're not like a hardcore putting things on your hatchet, which is considered a sincere promise, for example. Okay, like, just let me back up a little bit. If a Juggalo will tell you something that they are going to do something for you, and they tell you they put that on their hatchet, they mean that shit. Okay, you can take that shit to the fucking bank. All right, it will happen. They will do this for you. Right? It is like a blood oath, basically. But anyways, these guys, even if you're not a Juggalo, right? You're just with some people that are trying to show you this, this experience. Just come and check it out. Just come and check it out. Whatever, man. We'll camp out. We'll check out the shows. We'll hang and gather with the people and all of that stuff. And then you can make your judgment later, right? Even if you're not a Juggalo, the real Juggalos will welcome you with open arms. If you tell them this is your first gathering you've been to, you will receive so much love just for fucking being there. None of them are going to sit there and like pull your resume or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, but you know about this? Do you know about this? Do you know about this? It ain't even going to be like that. Fuck that. This is your first time coming to the gathering. You are automatically part of the family. Everybody is going to show you so much love. And another thing that I saw at the gathering was the unity. Nobody gives a fuck what you look like, where you're from, what your heritage is, what your disabilities are, whether it's mental or physical. Man, they will embrace you for who you already are, right? And I love that. I absolutely love that. I have seen people of all shapes, sizes, and colors hang together as one. And it was insane because you don't see that shit out here in this world much anymore. And I find it very sad, and these are the people that are so hated and dissed and everything, and then going to the gathering, just seeing that unity, man, it just makes me laugh, man. Like how the outside world looks at us and just tries to put a label on us and everything. It's just so fucking crazy to me, because honestly, I feel the entire world can take a page out of the book of Juggalos. If the rest of the world acted or interacted with each other like Juggalos do at the gathering, I feel there would be peace amongst everybody. I have seen whites, I have seen blacks, there are Native American Juggalos, right? They even have a Native American Juggalo artist, Anybody Killa, for example. But yeah, whites, blacks, Asians, Hispanics, everybody. But do you honestly think that Juggalos give a fuck what your skin color is? No, they don't. You are a person, you are family, no matter what. And I also have never seen really like any negativity at the gathering. Of course there are differences between people. If you get a large gathering of people together, of course at some point there might be differences, but you know what? If there is a difference between two Juggalos, there are people there that will step in and like, not here, bro. this is not what we're here for. And they will separate them. There is other juggalos that will step in and make sure that that everything remains peaceful, because that's not what we're here for. We're not here to fight. We're here to fucking gather, man. So, hey world, everybody here can take a page out of that book, man. You know, juggalos are some of the best people I have ever come across or have ever had the pleasure of meeting or even being a part of. And I will forever love juggalos. I don't care what world, what country they're from or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? If I see a juggalo, there will be nothing but love, I'm telling you, man. And I am very proud to be part of that community. Most of the shows I have played were juggalo shows, and I have also received a lot of love from juggalos, you know, whether it was playing the Gathering back in 2014 and 2018, or if it was touring with ABK or Axe Murder Boys or anybody else, you know. And honestly, you know, we can't leave out the technicians, because you know what, most of them are juggalos too, you know. Juggalos embrace people from strange music, whether it's artists or fans alike, you know. So really, a lot of the stuff goes a lot further than what people realize. This is a lot more than just Insane Clown Posse, but Insane Clown Posse is where it all started. This is, well, I mean, technically speaking, it started sooner than that. ICP just painted the picture. It was stuff that, you know, the style of, you know, I mean, the Juggalo culture came from ICP, right? You know, fans gave themselves that label from lyrics from ICP songs, which I believe was around the Ringmaster era, back in 1992. Am I right? If I'm wrong, hit me in the comments. Correct me. But I believe it was around Ringmaster era, which was about, I believe, 1992. Could have been 93. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Anyway, but the style of music, aka the wicked shit, came way sooner than that. You know, early Ghetto Boys, Isham, which Isham and Ghetto Boys is something that ICP was influenced on, and that they, you know, rolled with it and created their own thing. And I'm forever thankful for them creating this world, because without them, we wouldn't have gatherings. We wouldn't have the family that we have. We wouldn't have, you know, this culture. This is the world that they built, and we all have a pleasure of living in it. You heard me. So, Juggalos around the world, thank you guys for being here along with me. Insane Clown Posse, thank you guys so much for creating this world and bringing us all together and showing us that there is, that this world exists. And I'm forever thankful for it, because it also gave me a career. As an artist, you know, I started writing hip hop lyrics because I was that big of a fan of Insane Clown Posse, and a lot of it was in that style, until later on, you know, when I realized, you know, hey, why coattail these guys? Why don't I create my own thing that is based on things like that is influenced by, but not the same thing. But I will always pay homage to it. No matter what I do, what album I do, there will be homage paid to the Juggalo community and the culture. You know, because without it, I probably would have never started making music, which also in turn allows me to make these vlogs. So, with all that being said, if there's anything else that you feel like I need to add to any of this, hit me in the comments. You know, much love to everybody. Whoop, whoop. And I will see you guys next week.